Okay. All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. Good morning and good afternoon. I guess it is. I'm still in morning, but good afternoon to everybody, wherever you are in the world. We have a very special broadcast coming to you today. Not my normal coffee chat hour, so it's not really a coffee chat, but we have a special guest coming to us live from Ukraine. I have not met her before. This is our first meeting. This is Sasha. So hello, Sasha.
Доброго вечора. Ми з України.
Slava Ukraini. I've learned that.
Yeah, Slava Ukraini, Героям слава. I just said a phrase that is very popular today and this past week in Ukraine. It's good evening, we're from Ukraine. There are guys who created a song, with this phrase. And so everybody is so proud to repeat it. Yeah, we're from Ukraine, we're Ukrainians.
Well, we're all Ukrainians on some level these days. I think that you have more support than you even know. So what I thought we'd do today, everybody, is that
I'm so sorry. Would you excuse me for a sec? There's something going on in the kitchen.
Okay. So just to give you guys a background who are watching, I met Sasha on Airbnb, actually. I had heard somebody giving me the idea of booking an Airbnb or an Airbnb experience to be able to support the people in the tourism industry in Ukraine. And of course, it's dear to my heart to figure out how do we get our poor tour guide, hotel owner, colleagues, everybody in the tourism industry through the pandemic. That's been a lot of my work over the last 2 years. And so now I've turned my sights to how do we use that same spirit to help in Ukraine, because I don't know if it's coming through to you guys in Ukraine, but I know so many of us in the US, we just feel helpless. We don't know what to do. So what I did is I reached out to Sasha and I booked a slot on one of her tours, and I wish I could go on it, but obviously not. And a lot of you asked me when I posted this the other day, if we book something like this, number one, do the people get the money? And number two, does it help? And so I thought instead of me answering those questions, might be better to have Sasha do that. So let's just back up a little bit and tell us a little bit about you. How did you become a tour guide?
Okay. I became a tour guide because when I was almost 30 years old, I kind of lost my identity. I had a crisis of identity, and I wanted to start a new career to find something new, what would be important to me. And I did a big digging analysis of myself, of what do I love, what am I capable of, and I discovered that I dreamed to be a tour guide, since I was a child, because I have everything that a tour guide needs. I knew several languages. I speak Russian, Ukrainian, French, and English. I know how to perform, because before that I was a lecturer for 10 years. I worked with children. I educated them. So I know how to hold attention, I'm good at storytelling, and my biggest love is my city, is Odessa, where I live. So it was like, I just put it all together and discovered that I am a tour guide. So I found a school for tour guides. I got my license, and here I am for past 4 years. I do this.
It's a little bit of an unfortunate time to start being a tour guide lately.
Well,
I'm talking about the pandemic.
4 years of this life,
Yeah, starting with the pandemic, you just started right before the pandemic. I'm sorry for your unfortunate timing, but it is great that you found a passion.
It seemed like every summer of pandemic, the virus went back and Odessa just lived its normal life. Maybe it was not so responsible for people, but it's how it works here. Odessa is a big harbor, a big port, important one, but also Odessa is a very important touristic city, and tourism is one of main income for all of our city. And if touristic season, if summer would not go right, you know, everybody in Odessa would stay, you know, very poor for the rest of the year. So I had a lot of work. And this summer, I was very, very surprised that I had a lot of international guests, especially a lot of them came from America, from Canada, from South America, from North America. And I was so surprised people wanted to discover, you know, our country. I never expected that so soon. But I guess that's over now for a little while.
Let's hope it's not over for a long while, but you never know. So could you just tell us a little bit about your city? Because I think, you know, most of the people who follow me travel in Europe, some might travel in North Africa, but Ukraine somehow feels very exotic. You know, I was in Romania a couple of years ago and my phone hooked onto a Ukrainian cell phone service. And I was like, ooh, that just felt very exotic, even if it is the heart of Europe in a sense. So tell us just a little bit about your city of Odessa.
Okay. Well, Odessa is a southern city. It's a port, a harbor on the Black Sea. We consider Odessa like a young city. It has 227 years old. And Odessa is very, very special and unique because even though it was built like in Russian Empire times, it wasn't quite in Russian Empire city, and it wasn't a Soviet city in the general way, and it is a Ukrainian city now. Why do I say so? Because Odessa was built by foreigners. For example, our father founder, of our city, his name is Giuseppe de Ribas, and he was a Spanish guy who grew up in Naples in Italy, and he came here as a military man, as a warrior. And when he conquered, he helped like Russians to conquer this land, and he decided to start a new city here. And he asked all his friends, for fellow foreigners, to help him. So the engineer who designed our city, it was Frans Develon from Netherlands. Our first important governor of our city was Duke de Richelieu from Paris. The next one was Alexandre de Langeron from Paris. So we have a lot of culture mixed here. Odessa was always like a pot with melting pot of cultures, and Odessa was always very welcoming for different nations, for different cultures, and more than 100 nationalities mixed here. So in Odessa, very fast has very fast growth, of economics and trade, and became very famous for its well-being, So we have a lot of beautiful architecture, and the way our city looks like is quite unique because we're situated. Odessa is situated in Ukrainian steppe. It's like a prairie, like fields all around you, no forest, no mountains, just fields and the sea. And it was really hard to build a city in such place. There's no sweet water, no wood for buildings, and it's like genius people who started this project. They created all of this beauty, something like this. And Odessa is very friendly and very merry. I don't know, we like humor. In Ukraine, everybody knows that Odessa is the capital of humor. We are all very funny. We like joking and laughing, and we have fantastic food, because it's south. All farmer products, they're very tasty, vegetables and fruits, and all this mixture of Ukrainian, Jewish, the Odessa cuisine, it's really fantastic. I highly recommend everybody to come.
I want to come right now. You're making me want to come and do a tour there right now. Geez. So the architecture, I've seen pictures of it, looks very, very European. I mean, very much like a kind of mix between French architecture and maybe Viennese style.
Italian, French, something like this. Yeah, definitely it is. It doesn't look like an ancient Russian city or a Soviet period city. We have a lot of taste in architecture.
Wow. So sounds like a gem.
Yeah.
I know. And so it's bittersweet talking about it. So I know that people who are watching right now are curious what the situation is right now. Obviously, like if you're just tuning in right now, I'm speaking with Sasha, who's from Odessa, Ukraine. I found her on Airbnb when I bought a tour from her. And don't worry, I'm going to post the link to her tour if you'd like to support her. You can just book a spot on her tour, and hopefully someday we'll be able to actually do a tour in person, but wait for that in the comments at the end of the broadcast. I'll post that. So tell us a little bit about what the situation is now.
Okay, well, it's relatively safe in Odessa for now. It's much safer than Kiev or Kharkiv or Mariupol and many eastern and northern cities. But Odessa is like very important in strategic way, important city, and our enemy will definitely want to grab us, to conquer us, and so we are preparing for worse. We don't have any tanks or soldiers in the streets, but we have every day we have red air alert. Is that right? Yeah, where go, yeah. And so we go hiding in some safe places, but there's no bombing and destruction yet. We believe in our army. We are praying for our defenders, but we are preparing for bad times to come.
So have you spoken to any friends or colleagues or relatives in the other cities?
No, I don't actually have relatives in Ukraine, because I'm not Ukrainian by blood. I'm Ukrainian by choice. I was born in Baku, Azerbaijan, but when I was little, a military conflict started there, so my parents decided to leave, and they moved here in Odessa. So I grew up here. I'm more from Odessa than from anywhere else, and I consider myself Ukrainian. So no, my relatives are in Azerbaijan. And yes, I stay in contact with some of my colleagues, some of my friends in other cities. Most of them are safe in Western Ukraine, but most of my friends are here in Odessa. A lot of them already left country, and they are somewhere in Poland and Romania or Moldova. So, yeah.
So how many people, I mean, is it generally common that people are starting to pack up and leave, or are most people staying?
Honestly, I can say. Okay. We discussed this with my husband like an hour ago, and I don't know how to count, Some of our friends already left because they have children, and they want to save them from all this horrible, terrifying situation, and I totally get that. But many of our friends went volunteering in the army. We have like, I don't know how to explain. We call it territorial defense. It's like guys who are not professional warriors, but they want to defend our cities. So they go there, they educate how to use guns and do something like this. So we are worried for them too, because they are somewhere out there defending us. And I honestly, I cannot say how many people left.
Hmm. And that's a hard decision even for you, I imagine, right?
Now, for me, it's like, it's a heartbreaking decision. I'm not sure I can choose.
Yeah, because your husband needs to stay.
Well, yeah, and because, all my identity is here. Odessa is all I have, because I am the first generation of immigrants, right? And I had no roots here. Everybody, every friend of mine, they have big families, they have connections, they have support, and they are home. And I didn't have this. It was like my mom, my dad, and I, and that's all. We started from scratch, and all my life I worked to make this place my home, and now it is my home. I don't know who I am without it. I don't want to.
Wow, that's a really, really rough choice to have to make. So, so you told me before we started the broadcast that it was a surprise to you that you got bookings on Airbnb, right?
Absolute surprise. I could never imagine something like that would happen. I didn't see it coming at all.
And is it helpful?
I was so touched. I can't explain. I don't even have right words to express all my feelings.
So the money that we send on Airbnb, I mean, I guess the question a lot of people have is that helpful? I mean, we don't know what to do. We want to help you, but we don't know how. And that's something we can do. Is that a helpful thing for people to do you think?
Yes, of course, this is helpful. Well, I will explain how it works for those who don't know. Airbnb is a service who protects and hosts and guests, right? So when you do the booking, we hosts, we do not receive money immediately. You send your money to the service, to Airbnb, and the next day after, for example, the tour that you booked, the next day the service sent this money to our bank accounts. And it takes usually like 1 to 3 working days for this transfer from Airbnb bank to our bank, like this. It always worked like this. And we never have had any problem with that. I'm not very experienced on Airbnb. I worked more with TripAdvisor, and I registered on Airbnb only this summer, but it always worked this way, and it always was okay. Personally, me, I did not receive any payment yet, but because it's okay, because 3 working days didn't pass yet. But Airbnb sends me letters that we sent you payout of this amount, of that amount. So I think it will come like soon enough, like tomorrow or after tomorrow. Is this helpful? Oh my God, are you really asking? I can totally say that everyone who sent money personally to me saved my life, because I have no income now at all. My husband doesn't have income now because he's an architect, and you can imagine that every project he had stopped already. This is frozen, and we don't know if it's going to be back to life or not. Are there going to be some money or not? And we have parents, we have pets, we have people to take care of, and we want to help our army, we want to help refugees. And we were terrified that there is no income, and we will stay like without money, without resources. So this means the world to me, really. And I heard people are worried that we cannot use this money because it's not cash. Well, I cannot say for everyone, but for example, in Odessa, I definitely can use this money because banks are working, our bank applications are working, and big supermarkets, pharmacies, everything works, and we can pay with card. And also, like the biggest supermarkets, they allow us to cash out, to have some cash.
Yeah, cash
there.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not a cashback. If there is no cash in bank, we can go to the supermarket and like make a transaction, and they will give us cash.
We call that cash back. Yeah.
Well, we have also this cashback word, but in a different. We use it in a different way. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So, yes, this definitely is very, very helpful. And if hosts who leave country, for example, they also need some money on their accounts. They also need something to live for, because yes, we have a lot of help from volunteers, etc., but we don't know how long it will last. And you certainly feel more confident, when you have something. And it's so impressive that there is so many people willing to help, so many people that wanted to give us support. This really inspires us. This helps to keep our spirit up, because it's very important to stay mentally healthy, this hard times.
And I think for my part, I mean, I'm doing this and I'm trying to do what I can because I feel helpless. I see what's happening to you. And I know so many Americans feel the same way that I do. We just want to give you all a big hug or something. I don't know. We want to do something to let you know you're not alone. And this just, booking a tour feels like the least I can do. Like, I feel like there's got to be more I can do. I wish I could get on a plane and just like put you all in my suitcase and bring you home. I mean, it's just, it breaks my heart. And I guess that's why I wanted to do this with you today, is that I know a lot of people out there feel the same that I do, that they watch this on the news all day and we're so afraid for you, but we feel so helpless being far away. So are there any other ideas of ways we can help? Absolutely. I'm going to put up your link and we'll get more people booked on your tours. Make sure you open up lots of spots on your tours.
Oh my God. Okay.
Is there anything else that we can do? I mean, what do you suggest for those of us in the US that just are desperate to help, but we don't know what to do?
Well, I guess there are our funds, right, that help our army, that help refugees, that help to give supplies to Ukrainian people in need right now, and even like, I don't know, Red Cross. This is all working. So this all helps a lot, really. And I didn't even imagine that Airbnb is such a beautiful way to help directly to like civilians, right? To simple people. And just, I don't know, keep doing this. This is so beautiful. And the donations, the bookings means a lot, but also all those beautiful words of support, this really warms my heart. And I can say that for everyone it would be the same, because it is so important to know that there are people out there in the world that share our values, that support us, that stand by our side. This really help us stay strong.
Yeah, the moral support. I mean, it's the least that we can possibly do. So what's going on?
Of course, spread the information, because I have one of my closest friends living in US for many years, and she when she noticed for the first time like Russian propaganda in America, she went wild. She was like, what are you talking about? And she spends all her free time to spread the truth.
Yeah, well, and the truth will prevail, we should hope. So tell me a little bit about what's going on in Odessa right now, because I imagine there are preparations going on. Do you have air raid drills? Like, what is the situation for you living there now?
I don't actually feel comfortable talking about our military preparations because
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
yeah, we talk about it a lot in our chats and
Sure.
social media, and for the first like 5 days everybody was like, oh, we saw that, we saw here, and then everybody the idea that maybe this is not so safe to talk
Sure.
about it. So, well, we believe our army is preparing really properly.
That is good enough. You feel that they're preparing. Good. So there are preparations.
You should hear my husband, because he is the one who says you shall not pass. Any enemy shall not pass. Our warriors will defend us. We are strong. We are well prepared. The word stands behind us. We're gonna win. He is very, he gives this sense of this hope, this faith, and this is important too.
And if I might ask a little bit of a controversial question, is there any sympathy for the Russian soldiers who disproportionately in our media seem to be children, seem to be my son's age? Is there any sympathy from the Ukrainian people about that?
Well, this is a tough question. Just a second. People in stress, when people are afraid for their lives, for their children's safety, they can express emotions in a different ways, right? And I see a lot of different emotions of anger, of rage, but I don't think that our soldiers and our people will actually do harm, in purpose, just of hatred, because Ukrainian people is about freedom. It's one of our basic, values. It's like independence, freedom, dignity. We respect humanity. We respect humans' lives. And I see a lot of videos of those Russian soldiers who got captured, captured by our army, and they had dinner. They give them something to eat and to drink, and they let them call their mama to tell they're okay. So I believe in humanity. I believe that our people have enough kindness in their heart to fight this this war inside, that is going on inside our hearts, and to win this battle also.
I can't even imagine, because they're your relatives practically. I mean, it's such a terrible situation for everybody. So, but you have to defend your homeland. I mean, you have to defend your territory. So,
this situation here shows us that we are not relatives. We are not brothers. We're so different.
Yeah.
And my husband, he has his cousins in Russia, and when they talk on the phone, his cousins do not believe my husband when he tells them what is going on here on our land, in our home. They watch their news, their TV, and they say, no, this is not war. This cannot be happening. No, that's not true. So something that we see with our own eyes, that's not true. And their TV propaganda, this is the right thing. So this is really hard, really hard. We get mad, yes, we fight. But I don't know, all this pain, we need to figure it out somehow. I don't know how. And I think for many years, relationships would be like broken, between us.
I can imagine. I mean, that how awful to not be believed when your country is being bombed. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just terrible. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I feel like just crying right now. I really I don't know what to say other than I really hope that whatever we can do is helpful. And I wish you so much good. I mean, as much good peace, energy. I don't know what to even say. What a terrible situation to be in. But as a colleague, I just want to like send you all of the strength that I've got. This is just it's just a tough situation. So I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. And if you wouldn't mind, will you keep in touch with me and let us know how you're doing?
Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah, so much for everything you're doing, for spreading information, for your kind heart. I even struggle to to say this, because I'm so fulfilled with gratitude, and I'm so touched. Thank you.
Well, we do what we can. So everybody out there watching, if you are feeling the way I've been feeling, which is just helpless and like I want to do something, one of the things you can do is book Sasha's tour, which some people I've been noticing in the comments here have put the link to her tour. I just also want to let you guys know about another initiative that we are working on right now. If you know that we do tours in Romania, we've been in contact with Alexandra, who is our friend who's the mayor of Bucharest. Our team in Romania is going to be helping to give rides to Ukrainians arriving in Romania who need to go elsewhere. So we're going to be collecting money. I'll put my PayPal link up for gas money so that George, our local guide in Romania, can give rides to people. Also, we earlier in this week mentioned another colleague who lives in Lviv who would like to evacuate now, who's a friend of Andrew's. And if anybody would like to contribute to buy her a ticket to get her out of there and then help get her reestablished in Slovenia, we would be happy to do that. So also with this post, I'll put my PayPal. I'm just going to collect whatever money people want to send, and I'll spread that out to all these people, these friends of ours who are trying to directly, with their own hands, help with this effort. And of course, we will keep in touch with you, Sasha. And if you need anything at all, please contact us. This is a beautiful, beautiful community. I'm sure they would open their homes to you. You've always got a place to go. And if you need anything else, just please don't hesitate to ask, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. And a big thank you to Sasha. We really hope you stay safe, and we wish the best for Odessa. And I'm going to put out there in the universe that I'm going to come to Odessa at another time. I'm going to see you, and we're going to have a lovely dinner together and enjoy your beautiful city. And I hope that won't be too long from now.
Me too, from all my heart.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sasha. All right. We'll talk to you all later. Thank you, guys.